I've been working in different sectors. I'm an entrepreneur, run a couple of businesses. But then, as I've been working and I'm realizing that there was something that is central, that is causing people not to be able to reach their full potential. That there was something that all people who are successful, not just with money, but in their own relationships, in their own lives, that there was something that allowed them to get there. It was about them becoming a better person, developing themselves. Okay? People spend a lot of money on themselves, meaning they get shoes, they get all the kind of stuff. But the best investment is the investment you do in yourself to allow you to become a better person. And that as we look at time that's going now, things is not going to get better. What happens is it's us who needs to get better. Right? If we get better, then we can manage. But nothing going to become easier. Okay? So inflation goes high, things get costly. Don't sit there and pray for it to go down. You just need to say, how am I going to get better to make more money? That's how you're going to have to solve it. Okay? So, in the spec of men in Haitian culture, usually, there are certain things that we say, well, I'm a good man. And so today I want to go over with you to say, what does it take to say, I'm a good man? How would you know if you are a good man? All right? So how many of you guys think that you are a good man? We all are, right? We all are good men. All right, so let's move quickly from the next one. Let's see here. Being a man is a challenging thing in this world. Being a man. Like being a young man, a young black man, a black man, a Haitian black man in America, right? You juggling a lot of stuff that you're trying to solve. Okay? Next, and then let's go over some of this thing you try to juggle. First of all, as a man, you are responsible to set the vision for your family. You're responsible for that. And I have my boys, and I was telling them, a woman can be very pretty, and they find a man, and they set. But you, my friend, you get what you kill. Because you're a man. Alright? So you're responsible to set the vision not just for your family, you're responsible to set the vision for your life. You have to decide for you what life is going to be for you. So you're responsible for the visions. As a man, you are the problem solver. Anything that's not working in the house, you're responsible. Things not working at the church, the men got to solve it. Things break, we got to fix it. As a man, you're the enforcer. You got to be the one who discipline the kids. You're the one who needs to work when there's conflict. You're responsible for that. As a man, you are almost the emotional regulator. Woman gets upset, conflict, cry, don't want to talk. Bro, you gotta go make it right. Sometimes it's not your fault, but you gotta fix it. A woman will sit in the house and not talking to you for 2-3 weeks. Okay?
Take the blame for what you done.
You take the blame for what you didn't do. Because you gotta create peace. As a man, you're the provider. I don't really care how much a girl is making, your wife is making in the house. They can be making more money than you, but at the end of the day, if the mortgage is not paid, you lose the house, society will be like you. You're responsible. Okay? So, if there is financing problem in the house, bro, it's on you. It's on you to get it right. As a man, you're like the role model. You're responsible to be a good example for your children, good example in your church, good example in your society. All those are your responsibility. And after you do that all day, all night, trying to be a visionary, solve problems, fix conflict, be there emotionally, provide, be the role model, you think you'll be tired, you go get some sleep, right? No, bro, you got to perform. You don't perform again at night, my friend. you're responsible to make it work.
Yep.
Okay? So as I met my friend, you just cannot get up and be fooling around. You got that? You got that? As a man, you can't just get up and be fooling around. You can't just get up and be chilling. You can't be getting up and don't know what you're going to work on. You cannot be running as a man and not knowing what the next 3 years is going to look for you, what the next 5 is going to look for you, what you're going to provide for the family, what legacy you're going to. You always got to work it out. Your responsibility. Okay? Your last name is the name all the kids going to take. And there's a reason for that. That means you're responsible for the legacy or what passed on. So whatever doesn't go right in the family, in the church, in society, is men's fault. All right? So let's go next. So this is why it's so important. And today, being a man is even getting worse. First of all, we're running into an identity crisis these days. Well, you got young men who don't even know whether they're men or a woman, or the woman decided. So there's an identity crisis going on right now in the world. Make it worse. And then, right now, if you look at the world, there is no role model. Hard to find a good person to say, man, I can follow this guy, I can trust this guy, I can really follow what he's doing. You cannot find that. As a man, bro, we're falling behind as a black man. The statistics of black men who are in jail is crazy. Okay? Plus, we're getting discriminated again right now. Social stress. Alright? Getting arrested, getting shot. So really, we are operating on all the questions of life, and plus all these things that are happening in society, make it again worse for a man. Alright? So, next for me, please. So, why should you listen to me? Well, first of all, I'm a man. Alright? And in my family, I was the first guy who was born, right? And one thing my dad said was, a lot of pressure was that, look, you're the first one in the family, there's 4 more after you, and he almost felt like if you messed up, everyone will be messing up. If you do right, everybody will fall. So that's a lot of pressure. Okay? And pretty much I was the first person who ever graduated in my family. You know, so whatever that's first in the family, I'm like the first one. First to graduate, first to go to college, first to get a business, because we're coming from nothing. Zero. I mean, the only reason why we get it just was because my dad took the boat, come to the US in the 1980s, sent for us, and that means in Haiti, we had no chance. So that means whatever we create, we're the first one. And now I have 3 boys to try and be an example for. So when we talk about the manhood, something I really take to heart. Okay? Very important. So, this is what I want to discuss with you today. Next, please. Next, I feel the pressure. You got it. So, I want you to think about these 3 things that are important for a man to really call yourself a good man. Okay? If you don't remember anything, remember these 3 things. First, you have to be okay with yourself. Okay? You have to be okay with yourself. You gotta be okay, happy, satisfied with yourself. Because if you're not okay with yourself, nothing else works. Okay? The second thing, you gotta be good with your family. Meaning that in your family, you need to be good. And lastly, you need to be great with intimacy. Meaning that you are able to create serious intimacy in your relationship. And when we get those 3 things together, then at this time you can call yourself a good man. So If you're not good in family setting, we got issue. And if you don't perform to the level that the wife is happy, let me see, okay? So those three things is things you do. So now what that means is that if you ask the time of your life, you need to say, what do I need to do so I can be okay with myself? What do I need to do to be better in my family? And what I need to do in order to create deeper, more joyful connection with my spouse. Always be asking those three questions. Obviously, if you're not married yet, then you're working on the first two, okay? Alright, so let me go quickly to tell us what I can talk about over here. Next 4 minutes. Okay with self. Here's what that looks like. For a man to be okay with yourself, to be happy with yourself, you need those 4 things. The very first thing you need is aliveness. Aliveness means that you got the energy, you're in good health. You can get up and make things happen. You're moving. When you are not well, it's not good. So that means if you're not exercising, you're not eating properly, you're not taking care of your health. Bro, you're waking up, you're drunk and for 2-3 hours, and you're smoking, and you're taking drugs, brain cells being burned. There's no hope for you in becoming a good man. That aliveness, that energy, that health, that being in a good state of mind, deeply important. The second thing you need is connection, meaning relationships. That means you have good people around you. Whether it's your spouse, whether it's some great friends, whether it's some group at church that you have, like we're doing here, we got connection. There was a survey that found the number one reason why people were happy was not the amount of money they made. It wasn't how much they doing at work. It was their social life, their connections, to be part of with people, enjoyment, to go out, to check out the basketball game together, go to figure out the soccer game together, to come in the church and hang out, play some ball, do something. That connection is very important. The other thing is meaningful contribution, meaningful pursuit, meaning that you are working on something that has value. You are working on something that have an impact, something you enjoy, something. Now, if you're not doing something, even if you're at work, if you're making money, but yet you don't feel like you're contributing, you are not going to be happy. Because as human beings, when we are contributing, when we are giving, when we're doing something we enjoy, something that is meaningful, then we experience a level of joy. And the last one is growth, progress. There's nothing more important than feeling like you're making progress. When you see you in the same place, bro, it breaks your heart. Amen. When they feel like, man, last year I was in the same place, the year before I was in the same place, I'm not making progress, I'm not moving forward, your spirit is broken, you cannot be okay with yourself. So you have to make sure every year you're making progress in your job, progress in your career, progress on how much money you're making, progress on what you're learning, progress on your skills. You have to always feel like you're getting higher and higher. Even though you're not there yet. But progress makes you joyful. Quickly, before I move on, what is your takeaway? What are you thinking? Any thoughts from what we just talked about? Any thoughts?
I think everything on point, like you hit everything in the head.
Okay. Your thoughts? Any takeaway?
No, everything said is right.
Okay. Anything? Anything you're thinking? Say, I'm not sure.
Of course, you think about yourself, okay, we need to do more.
You need to do more.
We need to do more for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Is there any of this area you feel like I could do a little bit more in this area?
Alive and growth.
Aliveness and growth?
Growth and aliveness.
Yeah.
They would mind as far as the connection.
Connection.
Yeah, I'm more like, I like a small circle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I do understand that concept.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it does open more doors for you.
Mm-hmm.
more into a small circle because of my past.
Got you. And by the way, I'd like to say, I think the small circle is not necessarily bad. Especially if you have, I think it's more about having deep connection. You may have only to be friends, but when we get together, bro, we good. You know what I'm saying? We're good. We're doing things together, or we can just be chatting for, you're just not isolated, trying to figure out life by yourself. Because normally men will try to figure it out by themselves. And that's tough.
And I have that talk with one of my brothers all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He's worse than I am. Like,
okay.
He doesn't connect with me.
Yes.
Man, in order for you to grow, you have to connect. You have to trust a few people, not everybody, but
you gotta have sense.
That's huge.
That's huge. Any area you two think you could do a bit more, less, or you think you're doing very well? What's your thoughts? All of them?
Yeah.
You think you need to do better than all of them? Yeah. One of them, I think the aliveness is very important, guys.
Like you said, connections.
Yeah, connections.
Yeah.
Aliveness is big, man. Because people tend to really disregard their health, their energy level. You know what I mean? Having enough sleep, eating properly, right? Exercise. I mean, y'all know how important that is, right? Mm-hmm. Meditations, getting your supplements, making sure you're running with the maximum possible performance in the body. Because listen, I don't care what dream you have, man. Le mot malade. Son seul dream ou bien, it's the dream to feel better.
Yeah.
Okay? So for second malade, I promise you only have one dream for 5 years. To get better. You're not going to try to get more money. You're not going to try to create new business. No. Once you say, it's your only dream. So to me, that's why the likeness is in the base. So as a man, the very first thing you do, man, or when you wake up, you need to ask yourself, what do I need today to be in the best health possible? Eating properly, exercising, stretching, and making sure you get rest in order for you to be in best health. Okay? And that growth, man, ou pas son année, man, les années finies, tout bas ou même côté où tu es dans le commencement d'année. The only thing you do was running to work and come back, running to work and come back, running to work and come back, running to work and come back. January will be exactly like December. Sometimes even worse. Bro, got the account you man. They the simplest in January, if not worse. Right? Ou gade son apren, ou on même sorte de koni nan janvier, c'est même sorte de koni là, if not less. So oubliez nous sommes koni man. If you have a business, you did the same thing, bro. That growth is the engine to do it. So, but that's not what. Here's the thing I'm going to talk about more. Let's go next. So, to remember, the first one was be okay with yourself. We talk about those 4 things you needed to be okay with yourself. Aliveness, being full of energy, connections, pursuing something that matters, doing something that brings you joy, something that is useful, like we're doing now, and that growth. The second thing was to be okay in your family setting. Anyone of you guys married here? Anyone? Married. 4 married. Okay, 4 married. Anybody have kids? Alright, kids. Good. Awesome. So, bro, this triangle is meant to change our lives on how we see life as men and our family. Now, in the Haitian culture, the culture I see, I don't like my dad's. Pas pour maman. Pas so, les femmes sont lombonnées. Les gars sont bon. C'est depuis au grand moment, yo gen kay, ou gen kole pour dormir. Ou gen manger pour manger. Tout ça besoin jouer ni. Qui sont besoin bon? On peut si on fille à comprendre, fi ap di menen, ap joué parler, puis nèg la me dit oh. Bon, on paye bill, on paye tout bail, on paye ou ba ou comme pour payer ou bien caille pour dormir, ou bien machine à conduire. Sans besoin bon. Oui, right? So, in our culture, in our Haitian culture, we only, this little triangle, it shows you the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 level that human being needs to be happy. 5 level pour un monde fully satisfied. Mais dans le pays, nous, dans la culture haïtienne, nous sommes gagné 2 levels. So, psychologie, c'est le premier level qui gagne pour un monde sentir content, pour famille content, pour tout le monde content, pour aller content, c'est physiological needs. Meaning that, bien manger, bien de l'eau, bien rad, mon academy, you're breathing, so tout le monde, that's physiological need. Okay? Bien manger, bien boire, pareil par exemple. The second one is safety and security. Meaning that, bien côté pour dormir, bien côté pour rester, right, ou à travail, ou en bonne santé. So, premier niveau, c'est bien manger, bien tout ce besoin, manger, boire, dormir. Safety, bien caille, bien côté pour rester pour dormir. Dans la société, nous, depuis où vous finissez de bagages, you're good. So, parents, ici, we went to the biggest problems. Because we were never taught in Haiti to take more than that. However, here, there's a third level in order for you to be happy, for your kids to be happy, for your friend to be happy. It's called love and belonging. Friendship, family, intimacy, sense of connection. Trois bagages ça yo, thank you Marco. Yo important pour que on monde capable sentir you happy dans connexion. Ça veut dire si ça veut dire fille a besoin pour de ton passé pour balle anti-hug. Si mon a besoin pour balle anti-high five pour foutre ma tête pour hug lui. Si on t'y besoin pour bowling, for dire I love you. Mon aimé, you amazing. My friend, comme on a c'est pas je suis de mon côté là, hein? On va manger, on fait manger, on va gagner bill pour payer. I'm sure to go, okay? Of course. Where? Oui, qui vont la payer l'école pour nous voir dans l'école privée. Et puis quand on finit, on va dire pour son problème, ou stressé. So, that third level of love and belonging is a big deal. Now, when we were kids in our own country in Haiti, it was okay because we never knew that level was there. We never knew that level existed. I mean, you never know that your dad was supposed to play with you. No, you see your dad, as soon as you see your dad, you move in there. That was a sign of respect. And that's how the society was run. But then when we come to this country, then you look, you see that, you see your friends, the dad is giving them a hug and mom is giving, suddenly you're like, oh, I know what love needs to look like. And you as a parent, as a dad, if you don't give that love, that family, that intimacy to your wife, to your children, they're going to be unhappy. So, we all have to travailler des jobs. Ou travailler job with me. Ou payer tout bill yo man. Ou même pas si vous comprenez acheter des tennis. And then as soon as they turn 18, they run away from you. And you're like, what was wrong? You've done everything they needed. But no, you did not. That level of love and belonging was important to them. And you did not do it. Same thing for your spouse. Like, because before, in our country, the woman did not know that all this thing they expected us. But now at work, a co-worker is talking, the movie they're watching, they know what it's supposed to look like. And then they go say, oh, you just work. You think just working, you think just giving money, that's everything. Because they're demanding to be hugged, to be kissed, to be connected, to take time, to mingle, to listen, to hear. I'll tell you what I did. Every time I come from work, I create a practice. I just come work, I go sit by my wife for 20 minutes. And I say nothing. And she will start talking. She will talk, she will tell me what happened today, what was not good, what was not done. She will tell me for like 20, 25. 20 minutes, and then she called out one out of things. And she said, oh, well, let's go eat. Oh, let's go do this. Bro, I'm the most amazing husband for just that. Because before, what I used to do was I would just get home, like, hey, and I would just move in, go get a shower, get things moving. Whoa, it wasn't like I didn't give time. But now, that little 20 minutes, I just give it to her completely. And she just talk. Every day. Sometimes I make the same stuff again, whatever. I just sit there and listen. Because she needs that friendship, that intimacy, that sense of connection. Okay? But it doesn't stay there. To be a good man, you got to go to that level of self-esteem. Self-esteem, this is where you tell these people, I'm confident, you respect them, you respect them as a unique person. It's like you're encouraging them, you're giving them high five, you tell them they're amazing, you are telling them, you're making them feel like they matter, they pay to build the esteem. If you don't do that for your kids, you shatter their confidence. If you don't do that for your spouse, or give them the chance if they're doing some program, if they're learning something, you encourage them to do stuff so that you can say, go baby, you can do it, you're amazing. Alright? And you show them that respect. Now, you know, in our country, government pas besoin respecter Timon. Government simply pas respecter Timon. But then, the Timon has to respect the Ramon. But in this country, the kids know you owe them the respect. And when you don't respect them, they tell you, you don't respect me. And they will turn around back and disrespect you. Which is a total change from what we were raised with. That respect for your wife, to manage, control your temper, to manage your own emotions, is pretty big. Because that's what makes you a good man. Because if you have your spouse, you have your kids, they have low self-esteem, they don't think they can do anything. Ou bien, comme dans les gado, when you say those things to those kids, you are destroying their esteem. When you say that to your spouse, you're destroying their esteem. And so even though you're giving them food, even though you give them safety and have you obey your pocket couple have interest in the job, you give them those nice tiny shoes, it means nothing to them because their need for esteem is not fulfilled. That means every day you wake up, you gotta talk to the kids and tell them how great they are, how amazing they are. Every day you wake up, you have to tell your spouse how great she is, how amazing she is, how grateful you are that you're in my life. When you're at work, you have to call and say how grateful you are, how amazing you are. Now, I have very bad memory. So the day my passed away, I forgot to call wife. But thank goodness for my amazing Apple phone. It gives me that reminder every 2 hours. Call your wife. And whatever I was doing, I grab the phone and I call. I say, hey baby, I was checking on you. I said, everything great, you're amazing. Boom. Well, she don't know the phone is reminding you. But I do what I have to do. Because you don't do that, your kids, man, you spend the whole week, you don't tell your kids how much you love them, and how good they are, how amazing they are, how grateful you are for them, you're not doing well. Especially the daughters, man. So you can't go on and say, man, I'm a great man, I'm a respectful man, I take care of my family, but the take care of yourself is just food and safety. That was for our dads, but not for us. Because these kids know they expect this. Their friends is saying, hey, my mom just texted me, my dad just texted me, and they're like, how come my mom never texts me? How come my dad never texts me? So they take us, when you don't do those things, they take us as being like dumb, like we're not, we lose the respect. Yeah, that you don't care. And they owe you nothing. But it's not always happen. Like, I fait tout effort with Timon, like, sometimes you work late. They need something for graduations. You try to give them the most, you pay all the expensive stuff. If your God will do, you're never there for me. You're never there for me. You never supported me. You're like, what? I made all these sacrifices for you. I'm never there for you. That's because you didn't keep the same everything. But it's not there yet. Then the last thing you have to do is the self-actualizations. This is where you allow them to experience their purpose. You allow them to experience what they really love and enjoy to do. Now wait, and that can be tough as a parent. Right? Because sometimes you want to, hey, I want you to do this. Oh, if you don't do the time I fait tel bagay, you say no. Oh, when you take away somebody's ability to be themselves, the creative, the true purpose, it's like you take them away. You take their soul away. I have one of my clients, the lady want to create a drawing. That's always been her dream. And the husband said no. The husband said, well, you're gonna travel sometimes, you're gonna go places sometimes, and he said no. He says no. How do you expect this person to be happy? Even you pay the bills, even you give her all the things in the world, you take away her dream. So for you to be a good man, you gotta do all 5 of these things in your family. You have to be able to provide food and shelter, safety for them. You have to be engaged in making sure that you love them, they belong to you. You have to make sure you build their self-esteem, you encourage them, you be a support, even sometimes you même si pas d'accord, ça fait. But you need to be there. Like sometimes Haitian parents or men do that just because they didn't agree. Look, si mon enfant fait tel degré, on dit non, ou t'as mal fait ça. But you decided to know c'est ça. It's okay. Allow her to do it. And support as much as you can. Be there. Right? Be there. And if you don't do that, and you don't allow them to flow, to become their full self, their full potential, you don't allow them to reach that level, that purpose where God really wanted them to be, then you take away their soul. And at that point, it doesn't matter what you give them, it doesn't matter what you provide to them, you are not a good man to them. Okay? Because to be a not just your spouse, it's not just your kids, even in your church, even your group men. L'autre jour, nèg la, nous sommes sous un problème nèg la pour, nèg la toujours bon courage, to men, you doing good, you look good, very good. Nèg la dit, man, that was good, j'en te fait bailler tel bagage. Continue de faire tout ça, continue à avancer pour ça. Oh man, what can you do? When you do that for somebody, you benefit them. You benefit their soul, encourage you, inspire you. That makes you a good person. Right? That makes you a good Christian person. Because you provide for all 5 levels of the human need. So now you have to ask yourself, in my relationship at school, relationship at work, relationship at church, relationship with wife and kids, relationship with a couple of my buddies, how intentional I am in making sure that I support them on all 5 of this level. Because this level, my friend, is what makes you truly a good man. What are some of your thoughts on just this? Go ahead.
Okay, you were talking about the service team. Okay. The same way I'm supposed to acquire my wife. So should I get that back too? Or if I don't get that back, that's not gonna destroy my service team too?
Well, obviously, if you go to the very first slide, what did I say? Amen. Was responsible. You the driver. Alright? And let's put in vacances. So many people in vacances, right? You driving, madame took in the machine for the vacances, right? Does it offer to dormir après? Est-ce que vous me faites dormir? No, sir. But not the fatigue, right? You the driver. You know, they all get to a point that I'm feeling on telephone with I'm going to buy on Facebook. Do you move for TikTok? No, you're driving. They're doing that. So, what my point is, as the man, as the driver of the family, yeah, it will be good for you to get this thing back. But you are responsible to initiate them, almost unconditionally, and set the vision for the family. And my belief is, when you're giving this consistently, there's a great chance you might start getting it back. Now, not in all cases, but when you're giving this consistently, and you set the tone, I think there's a chance you might get something back.
And sometimes you get it back, you don't even pay attention to it. Sometimes you don't get it the way you give it out. But you get it back in another way.
Alright, this guy is speaking wisdom. Sometimes, and I'm gonna go down a little bit from the next, but yeah, sometimes it comes back to you. Because you have to know that everyone expresses these things in different ways. For example, gen moun nan gen va veni bon hug li kisou, gen moun nan gen va just fon ti gade ou, gen moun nan li just met ton manti manje pou bon jan. There are different language in which they say, hey, you matters. Oh, you're important. Oh, that was great. So it's going to be very individual to know your spouse, your children, to know. Now let me give you an example. My wife used to get very upset, like if we go, like when the kids travel, like you'll just travel by themselves. And my wife would be very upset because they didn't call and say they get there, or they didn't get there, they didn't call throughout the day. And so I whoa, you know. Then I said, Sherry, I know, but what if we do this very consistently too? Then we get to the airport, we text and say, hey guys, we just get to the airport. And then when we get to the place, we say, hey guys, we just get to the place. And then throughout the day, so let's do that very consistently. And see what happens if when they go, they won't do that. So now that we create this, and then finally last time they have to go to Orlando, they get to the airport, they step and say, hey guys, we getting on the plane. They get us, oh, we just landed. They pretty much did the very same way we were doing it.
I think when you doing something for the person to, and you looking for the person to reciprocate it, you always gonna see a problem.
Yeah.
True.
I think as long as you know your part, your duty, your job, and you do it just what you have to do, that's what you do. Regardless if the person return it.
Okay, no.
You're a good man.
Yeah.
You're a good man. You're a good man.
Yeah.
Your thoughts? But don't see back, don't build on back. So I see. Don't build on back. Don't see wisdom.
I'm glad now. You know, I ain't mad at the
All right.
What do you mean?
Huh?
You know, I ain't mad at the
You got it, go on.
I hope I don't get that blessed.
Vous ne m'avez pas. Del gato, so was it? Yeah, we only about What's your thought? San Marcelo.
Listening everything that you're saying, I mean, all this thing important, really, really important. There's a lot of things that, I mean, by myself, I mean, there's a lot that needs to be changed that I know I need to get, like, you know, just say, take my responsibility.
Mas se não vai que é também. Nunca quem está no sono mesmo. Ça va dans ça nous-mêmes. C'est pas que tu vas se mauvais ne passer nos méchants. Ça va dans ça nous-mêmes. But I mean, I'm thinking, but I'm trying to escape. Like, you know, if I was a game we used to play, because now I play basketball with my boss all the time. They beat me, I'm in a mob. You know, we go play tennis, they challenge, you know. But and they talking trash, I'm talking trash. I can't remember if there was a game or something that I used. Father and son did not have this kind of relationship, man. It was, man, this is, as soon as Papi is here, if Papi is here, you want to be there.
So once you come from work, I'm running to my room.
You go into your room.
Only one thing you can do with your father. Liberal expansion,
That's it. Again, which is down to the level 1 and 2, right? No, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. Remember, that's level 1 and 2. Food, safety.
That's all.
That was their way to express love. So it doesn't mean your dad didn't love you.
They didn't know how to express.
They just didn't know about this level 3, 4, and 5. It didn't happen in their vocabulary.
Still now, I'm still fighting for my mom to say I love you to me.
True.
Still
now. She didn't know how to. It's not. Listen, it's weird for a Haitian man to say I love you.
She loves you, man.
I know she loves you.
Yeah.
But she not gonna say it.
She's not. It's weird.
Est-ce que tu m'as parlé à vous?
All the time.
Wait, no, it's weird.
But she never said it back to me.
No, I know.
Il est un bon lequel?
Tenez, li pa nan emotional range. Yo pa gen un vocabulaire pour yo exprimer ça.
I think part of it is the level of stress that they dealt with in Haiti.
It was the culture.
It's culture.
It's the culture.
Like where I raised up, there's a family
Mhm.
and I have like 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
One of them asked the dad for his dad to send it to school.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't want to. He said, I didn't go to school.
Yeah.
And then I remember my family went to talk to him. He said, my family didn't post him in school. Why would I put him in school?
Yeah, that's rough. That's ignorance.
Oh.
That's
So
ignorance.
like that.
Yeah, that's
it's
ignorance.
something they grew up with.
Ignorance.
They didn't-
Yeah.
they didn't
Yeah.
see it, so-
It's just the culture doesn't have like comme on dit un moment les gens sont motivé. It's a way to motivate you. To say, oh, you'll be nothing.
It's tearing you down.
But you don't hear when you tell the kids that, it's like you shattered them.
Yeah.
You destroy them emotionally. But here's the funny thing. Some people now would say, oh, comme on était très innocent, but nous pas sorti that bad, nous-mêmes.
That's what what I
Again.
that's what I wanted to tell you. Because I feel like I'm destroying my kids because I'm always motivating them.
Mhm.
I'm always pushing them. I've given them everything that they need and want. But I didn't have that, and I
Right.
made sure. My dad used to tell me, "Yes, you nothing, this and that."
Right.
And I made sure because of those words.
Right.
I got put out when I was 18 years old, still in high school, but I managed to graduate. I went to college. I went to barber school. I did everything possible for me to prove
Succeed.
them
Yes, yes,
wrong.
yes.
So I did that. But some of my kids, I'm like, man, I should treat you like my dad did.
Patron tan bamzou. Bon différence là. The environment you raise shape you
Yeah.
and what you can sustain. The time you are being raised, when you are raising in Haiti or that time, you built for that stuff. I think I can bully, no? You ever heard the word bully in Haiti? It doesn't happen in Haiti. No one bullies you in Haiti. But listen, on me fwa, on me bon kalab de tête, ou levo front on go point. Bam, ou allons wash. There, I mean, you don't, même so, mon qui koko, but somebody who's disabled in Haiti, they will make fun of you and you just fight back. My friend, you go to Haiti, you see those little birds, it's funny. You come here, you see a bunch of little birds, you're passing and the birds are just, they're just eating, ignoring you. Bro, birds in Haiti, they know what's coming. they take it off. But a lizard to you in Haiti, they run. Because they know you're going to get there and you're going to hit it. A dog see you in Haiti, they move. But it's not like shades even they. So it's a different environment. And you are built strong. So even those words your parents give you, they didn't break you. In fact, they motivate you. But you try to sit there with this little laboy kids here, bro, you destroy them. And that's why people say, well, my dad treated me like this, and I came out okay. But I said, don't try it here, bro. Because us, back in Haiti, we didn't know mommy and dad was supposed to be giving us love. We didn't know that. We didn't know they were supposed to tell us, oh, we good, we're amazing, oh, we love them. We didn't know that. And we didn't expect it. We didn't even care. You get up, you go to school, you do what you gotta do. Done. You don't do it, you get a whooping. And when you get the whooping, there will be no neighbors, there will be no one coming to save you. But them kids, as soon as they're baby, they already know you're supposed to tell them. You didn't tell them I love you, they come to say, well, you didn't tell me you love me, you didn't support me, you didn't this, you didn't that. The wife still knows you're supposed to do this, that. Now, you're dealing with what we call an informed buyer. Okay? I mean, they never fear my God when you go to the situation you're supposed to treat them, my friend. Si vous n'avez pas besoin, j'en suppose être traité. L'autre, ils vont pas do that, you're not supposed to tell me that. And if you keep saying this, they think you're crazy, they don't no longer respect you. So, there is a real challenge for us to make this adjustment on how we see life if we want to be a good man in our relationships in our family. Any percentage?
For me, it's about self-esteem, really. It is actually extremely important because we see the impact it can make in a kid's life. Because it's not for no reason that even the Bible tells you that you got to be careful of what's coming out of your mouth. Because whatever you say to your kid, it could be a blessing or a person. So self-esteem is actually important. And I think that's something that we don't get a lot in the generation before us because they didn't understand how it is to tell your kids, yo, the moment you are born to be first. You are born to be rich. You are born to, because when you put that into a kid's head from the get-go, guaranteed it's going to make a big difference in life. I can see it in my son. The moment that he was born, I said, you got to graduate from college. I don't know what you do, at least you're going to graduate from college. God bless him. Last Saturday, the man did it.
Congratulations. question.
This is what we're saying, because the moment that was making that, you're not gonna be a class clown. I know how a class clown can be. You're gonna be a college graduate. So, and I think that's the thing that we all need to focus on more now. With that new generation, like you say, the older generation, it was a different generation in total. A certain thing is certain things, but the new generation right now, it is so critical, number one, because they got so much research that to tell them that how they should be raised. But in our generation, we didn't have all this research. We didn't know what internet is. So we couldn't Google how somebody's supposed to treat us other than what they treat us at home.
Right.
But now the kids have so much access to where, okay, I should be treated that way. And that is the difference now between now and then because of that. And that's why I even say it in the kids too. Because of that, that also brings stresses into their life. And that's why you gotta know how to deal with it, because they have more things to deal with than men. We didn't have all these things.
Yeah. And not just the kids, the spouse, the wife, they all know. Okay. That's what your husband did.
Exactly.
And you never did. Right? Okay? So you really did. So I think I'm gonna leave the discussion there, but I think that's something we all want to take a look at and see how we are interacting. Part of being this emotional, controller of the family, to be and always in charge and setting an environment in your family where these things become regular, these things become normal, these things become part of the routine. So we give time, put time and intention into it. And not just keep on moving and relying on just providing food, shelter, clothes, pay for the college, pay for this, pay for that, and not doing the rest of the emotional stuff. And then you find out the kids said, okay, thank you did all that, but you were not there for me emotionally. I could not have conversation with you. You didn't support me. One of my friends, their mom was, their mom this, their father that. And then as soon as you turn to an age, you lose control, lose the connection.
And that's, again, that's one of the reasons why we put this program together, because we did not have those type of education. And we're still within that limit because we're still here.
Yes.
And if we don't learn these things, then we get left behind. And that is the reason why we have this program. And we hope to have much more, and mainly the men part in the family. What's your role supposed to be? Not just to feed, not just to pay bills, because that's always been our thing, but that's in the past. It's not just to pay bills anymore. It's not just to, how do you become a role model? The role model that was then can be the same role model today.
Right.
You don't just want, the kids don't just want somebody that go to work and pay bills. They want to see you do things. They want to see you achieve things. They want to see you lead the family.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah.
Definitely. Well said. Well said. Well, let me leave you with this thought, with this story. I go to Brazil, and there's a huge elephant. And the guy who's training the elephant was doing the show. He's basically have a very small little line, like a little cord, and in which is kind of managing the elephant. And so as soon as the elephant was going to move, he put a little bit, and the elephant would stop. And people would wonder, well, why would a man try to lead and manage an elephant with that kind of size, with a small, tiny little cord? Well, the story is that when the elephant was small, they used this cord to tie them up. An elephant is a very got great memory. And so every time the little elephant was going to run, the little cord would pull them. They were a small elephant. And in their memory, they built that this little cord won't stop me. So even as the elephant grow and become a big elephant, that memory remained the same, that this little cord won't stop me. So even the elephant could just run off with the cord. As soon as the little cord, if she fell off the cord, the elephant will stop. Because it was trained to be stopped by that little cord. So in our own lives also, even when we get this new understanding and this new knowledge and we become here and be different, but automatically those things will come back. Even when we want to do the very best, those natural things will come back. Because it's a little chord that we're used to. The automatic reactions, the automatic dismissal, the automatic anger, the automatic not taking the time to give the compliment. So it is upon us now to go, we learn and we process and make a conscious decision that we can say, I love you. We can give a hug. We can encourage our spouse. We can tell them, great job. We can push them to reach their full potential. And if we try and we learn that and we train ourselves, then eventually it will become normal. And at that time, we can truly say we are a good thing. All right? Thank you, guys.